Hello, dear viewers and soap opera enthusiasts. It's us once more, the passionate team behind the TV channel Days Drama Digest, your ultimate source for all things dramatic, heart-wrenching, and utterly addictive in the world of daytime television. We're thrilled to be diving back into the swirling vortex of intrigue that is Days of Our Lives, a show that has kept us on the edge of our seats for decades with its endless parade of betrayals, romances, and shocking revelations. Today, we're turning our spotlight on one of the most captivating love triangles currently unfolding in Salem, the volatile saga involving Dimitri, Javi, and the ever-unpredictable Leo. But we're not just recapping the latest episodes, we're venturing into the realm of what if. What if a single decision flipped the script entirely? Specifically, what would happen if Gwen, that master manipulator with her own axe to grind, decided to defy Leo's desperate plea and do the exact opposite? Leo begs her to make Dimitri vanish from the picture, but instead, Gwen orchestrates the disappearance of Javi. Oh, the drama. Let's unpack this hypothetical scenario step by step, exploring how it could play out in the labyrinthine plot lines of Days of Our Lives. We'll delve deep into the characters' psyches, the simmering tensions, and the potential for explosive fallout. Buckle up, because this is going to be a rollercoaster of emotions, secrets, and twists that could redefine relationships in Salem forever. First, let's set the stage by reminding ourselves of the key players in this entangled drama. Dimitri von Leuschner, portrayed with brooding intensity, is the enigmatic heir to a fortune that's as cursed as it is vast. He's got that classic soap opera charm, dark, handsome, with a dangerous edge that makes hearts flutter and suspicions rise. Dimitri's past is shrouded in mystery, filled with family secrets and international intrigue, making him the perfect anti-hero who oscillates between villainy and vulnerability. Then there's Javi Hernandez, the steadfast and loyal counterpart, whose grounded nature provides a stark contrast to Dimitri's volatility. Javi is the kind of character who represents stability in a town like Salem, where chaos reigns supreme. He's hardworking, sincere, and deeply committed, but his insecurities about his place in Leo's heart add layers of complexity to his role. And at the center of it all is Leo Stark, the flamboyant, quick-witted schemer who's equal parts lovable rogue and heartbreak waiting to happen. Leo's journey has been one of redemption arcs derailed by temptation, and his relationships are always a powder keg of passion and regret. Now, to understand our hypothetical twist, we need to revisit the current storyline that's got fans buzzing. In recent episodes, Gwen Rizzaclio's on again, off again a lie with her own Ventatash been pulling strings from the shadows. Gwen, with her sharp tongue and even sharper intellect, has a history of meddling in affairs that are her own, often driven by a mix of loyalty, jealousy, and self-interest. The plot thickens when Gwen decides to bring Dimitri back into the fold, ostensibly to disrupt Leo's impending wedding to Javi. But here's where the timeline gets deliciously complicated. Javi and Leo haven't actually tied the knot yet. The wedding bells are looming, tensions are building, and the air is thick with anticipation. Imagine the scene, the church in Salem adorned with flowers, guests whispering about past scandals, and Leo fidgeting at the altar, his mind a whirlwind of doubts. Javi stands there, beaming with hope for a future unmarred by ghosts from Leo's past. But just as vows are about to be exchanged, whispers spread Dimitri is back in town, courtesy of Gwen's machinations. In our expanded vision, let's paint this moment with vivid detail to heighten the drama. The organ music swells as Leo and Javi face each other, the efficient intoning words about eternal love. Leo's eyes dart nervously to the doors, half expecting some interruption, while Javi's gaze is steady, filled with the kind of pure affection that makes viewers root for the underdog. Suddenly, the doors burst open with a dramatic creak, and there stands Dimitri, his silhouette framed by the afternoon light streaming through stained glass windows. Gasps echo through the pews. "What is he doing here?" someone whispers. Dimitri strides down the aisle, his expensive suit impeccably tailored, a smirk playing on his lips that screams trouble. "Leo," he says in that deep, resonant voice, "you can't go through with this. Not without hearing me out." Chaos on Swaishchevy's face hardens with betrayal, guests murmur in shock. And Leo is torn, his heart pounding like a drum in a thriller soundtrack. But in the actual show, Dimitri's appearance comes right after Leo and Javi do manage to get married, adding an extra layer of post-nuptial turmoil. The honeymoon phase is shattered before it even begins. Leo, now legally bound to Javi, professes his desire to make the marriage work. He wants to build a life with Javi, to leave the tumultuous past with Dimitri behind. Yet, Javi isn't naive. He's seen the lingering glances, heard the unspoken regrets. In a heartfelt confrontation purse in their new home, surrounded by unpacked boxes symbolizing their fragile fresh start, Javi demands assurances. "Leo, I need to know," Javi says, his voice cracking with emotion. "Do you still have feelings for him?" For Dimitri, Leo pauses, the camera zooming in on his conflicted expression, the silence stretching like a taut wire. He insists no, but the audience knows better. Soap operas thrive on such internal conflicts. This brings us to the crux of Leo's dilemma. Despite his vows and his genuine affection for Javi, Leo can't shake Dimitri's hold on him. He absolutely doesn't want to see Dimitri, or so he tells himself. The mere thought of Dimitri evokes a storm of emotions, anger at past betrayals, longing for what could have been, and fear of derailing his new life. But in true Days of Our Lives fashion, Leo can't resist confrontation. He marches over to the Demera mansion, that gothic stronghold of secrets and schemes, determined to banish Dimitri once and for all. The mansion's grand halls, lined with portraits of stern ancestors, amplified the tension. Leo bursts into the study where Dimitri lounges by the fireplace, a glass of scotch in hand, looking every bit the seductive tempter. "Get out of Salem, Dimitri," Leo demands, his voice trembling with a mix of rage and unresolved passion. "I don't want you here. I'm married now to Javi." "This is over." Dimitri sets down his glass slowly, his eyes locking onto Leo's with an intensity that can melt steel. He steps closer, the air between them crackling with electricity. "Is it really over, Leo?" Dimitri murmurs, his hand reaching out to brush Leo's cheek. Before Leo can protest, Dimitri pulls him into a searing kiss, a kiss that's equal parts desperation and desire, the kind that leaves lipstick smudged and hearts racing. The camera lingers on the moment, the soundtrack swelling with dramatic strings, as Leo initially resists but then, for a fleeting second, melts into it. He pushes away, breathless and conflicted. "No," he gasps, "this can't happen," but the damage is done. The kiss reignites old flames, threatening to burn down everything Leo has built with Javi. Shaken to his core, Leo flees the mansion and turns to the one person he thinks he can trust, Gwen. In a clandestine meeting, perhaps in a dimly lit cafe on the outskirts of Salem, where shadows dance on the walls like unspoken secrets, Leo pleads with her. "Gwen, you brought him back. Now make him disappear again. I can't have Dimitri here, he'll ruin everything with Javi." His eyes are wide with desperation, his hands gesturing wildly as he recounts the kiss, the pull he still feels. Gwen listens, her expression inscrutable, a faint smile tugging at her lips that hints at her own agenda. Leo wants Dimitri gone because he fears his own weaknesses. He doesn't want to be with Dimitri, or at least that's what he keeps repeating like a mantra. But in the unpredictable world of soaps, plans rarely unfold as intended. Here's where our hypothetical scenario explodes into full dramatic potential. What if Gwen, ever the wild card, doesn't comply with Leo's request? Instead, she aligns herself with Dimitri's whispers of persuasion. Dimitri, sensing Leo's vulnerability after that stolen kiss, might approach Gwen separately. In a scene dripping with intrigue, Dimitri cornering Gwen in the Horton Town Square at dusk, the fountain's water providing a soothing counterpoint to their heated exchange, lays out his case. "Gwen, you know Leo better than anyone. He's mine deep down. But Javi's in the way. Make him disappear and I'll owe you one, Gwen." Motivated by her own lingering resentments, or perhaps a promise of alliance in future schemes, agrees. The switch is on. Instead of banishing Dimitri, she orchestrates Javi's vanishing act. Let's expand this twist into a full-blown narrative arc, making it as detailed and suspenseful as possible. Imagine the build-up. Gwen starts small, planting seeds of doubt. She leaks anonymous tips to Javi's workplace, suggesting irregularities that lead to an investigation. Or perhaps she forges documents that implicate Javi in a minor scandal, forcing him to leave town temporarily to clear his name. But in our dramatic escalation, it goes further. Gwen, with Dimitri's resources, arranges a more sinister disappearance. One stormy night, as thunder rumbles over Salem, Javi receives a mysterious call. "Meet me at the pier," a disguised voice says. It's about Leo. Intrigued and worried, Javi heads out, his coat whipping in the wind, waves crashing against the docks like omens of doom. What follows is a sequence straight out of a thriller. Shadowy figures emerge, a struggle ensues, and Javi is whisked away, perhaps kidnapped and held in a remote cabin, or even framed for a crime that sends him into hiding. The town awakens to the news. Javi Hernandez is missing. Posters go up, search parties form, and Salem is abuzz with speculation. Leo is devastated, pacing the floors of their home, clutching Javi's favorite shirt as tears stream down his face. Where is he? This can't be happening, he sobs to anyone who will listen. The police, led by the ever-diligent Rafe Hernandez, no relation, but family ties at irony, launch an investigation, but clues are scarce. Meanwhile, Dimitri swoops in as the comforting shoulder, his concern masking ulterior motives. "Leo, I'm here for you," he says, pulling him into an embrace that feels too intimate, too timely. The drama intensifies as Leo grapples with guilt. That kiss with Dimitri now haunts him like a ghost. Did his momentary weakness somehow curse his marriage? Flashbacks intercut the episodes, Leo replaying the wedding, the kiss, the plea to Gwen. Viewers are treated to internal monologues, Leo's voiceover revealing his turmoil. I thought I could have it all with Javi, but Dimitri. He's like a drug I can't quit. Gwen, playing the innocent friend, offers solace while secretly coordinating with Dimitri. In private scenes, she and Dimitri toast to their planned success in the Demerara wine cellar, surrounded by cobwebs and aged bottles symbolizing buried secrets. Leo's vulnerable now, Gwen smirks. He'll come around. But no soap opera twist is complete without complications. Javi, resilient as ever, begins to piece together his predicament from captivity. Perhaps he overhears his captors mentioning Dimitri's name, igniting a fire of betrayal. He escapes crawling through vents, outwitting guards in a pulse-pounding sequence scene, returns to Salem, disheveled but determined. The reunion with Leo is electric, they embrace under the rain, vows renewed, but trust is fractured. Who did this to me? Javi demands. Leo, suspecting Gwen's involvement, confronts her in an explosive showdown. You were supposed to make Dimitri disappear, not Javi, he yells. The cafe from their earlier meeting now a battlefield of accusations. Gwen's defense. A masterful performance of denial mixed with half-truths. I did what I thought was best, Leo. Dimitri loves you truly. Javi was just an obstacle. The revelation sends shockwaves, alliances shatter, friendships end, and the love triangle evolves into a quadrangle of deceit. Dimitri, exposed, fights back with charm and manipulation, perhaps revealing a vulnerable side, a childhood trauma that explains his obsessive love. Javi, hurt but unyielding, challenges Leo to choose once and for all. As the storyline builds to a climax, subplots intertwine. Other Salem residents get involved. Kristen Demerara might offer Dimitri asylum in exchange for favors, while Xander Cook, Gwen's ex, uncovers evidence of her scheming. The hospital becomes a hub of drama when Javi requires medical attention post-escape, leading to bedside confessions. Leo, torn between two lovers, faces a mirror moment, literally staring at his reflection, questioning his identity and desires. Do we think this story will unfold exactly as we predicted? In the ever-shifting sands of days of our lives, anything is possible. The writers love to subvert expectations, throwing in amnesia plots, evil twins, or supernatural elements to keep us guessing. Perhaps Gwen double-crosses Dimitri too, making both men disappear in a bid for her own power play. Or maybe Leo discovers inner strength, rejecting both and embarking on a solo journey of self-discovery. The beauty of soaps is their unpredictability, fueled by fan feedback and actor chemistry. What about you, our loyal viewers? Would this twist excite you, or do you prefer the current trajectory? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss whether Gwen's potential betrayal could redeem her character or cement her as Salem's ultimate villain. Tune in today's Drama Digest for more breakdowns, spoilers, and fan theories. Until next time, keep the drama alive.